Hello everyone, welcome to Gyaan YouTube channel, and you are watching Checkmates in Chess series. And we have been talking about checkmates that happen on different squares of the chessboard, and today's episode is the fast f3 square. So we are going to be looking at checkmates that happened on the f3 square of the chessboard. Before we go into that, let me reveal the solution for the previous videos, the position or the puzzle that I had given, and that is the e3 square episode. And this was the position I had shared, and I had said it's black to play, and try to find a checkmate for black, and find forcing moves that lead you to the checkmate. And I hope you all have attempted and kind of have a solution, and this is the solution that you can compare with the one that you have found. So black starts with rook g3 check, very forcing. The king has only one move, king f1. Then again you have a check, queen h1, and again white king has only one move, which is king e2, and the queen jumps to e4 with a check. And here the king has 2-3 options, right? Like king d2, king d1, king f1, and so on. But king d1 would allow checks like rook to g1, and if king d2 you could go queen e3 and so on. So white decides to go back king f1. So what white does is, white says, I'm controlling this square because there's no rook g1, and you can't really go queen d3 check either because the knight is controlling the square. So the only possible check would be something like queen c4, but then there would be knight e2. But is queen c4 the only check? Not really. Instead of queen c4, there's a very strong move which black played, and that is queen to b1 here. And again, the king has only one square, king e2. Now the queen drops back to c2 with a check, king e1, queen c1 check, king e2, and rook e3, and that delivers the checkmate, as now the king cannot go to any of these squares as all of them are controlled by the black pieces. And that's a series of queen and rook checks that led to this checkmate. So let's move on to the examples that we are going to be seeing in the f3 checkmate here. So this is the first position that we are going to be looking at, and it is black to play. I would highly suggest you to pause the video, think about what could be the checkmate, like how you would kind of execute the checkmate on the f3 square, and once you're confident, then play through it. So let me reveal the solution here. As I said, it's black to play, and once again, how we have seen in all the episodes of this Checkmate in Chess series, we are looking at forcing ideas and very, very forcing moves, and generally very forcing moves are the ones that have check with them. So knight g5, we start with a check. There's only one move with a king, that is king to g4, and then the rook on c2 goes to g2 with a check, and also protects the g5 knight because the rook's kind of defending g5 knight. And after king h4, I'm sure you would have figured out how to checkmate white here. If not, it's just a simple knight moves to f3, and here all the escape squares are controlled by the black pieces, so it is a checkmate. So let us move on to the next example that I have here. So this is the position, and it's black to play here, and let's see how black figures out the checkmate on the f3 square. Again, pause the video, think about it, and once maybe if you're sure what the solution is, then you can play through it. So let me go ahead and reveal the solution. It starts with queen h1 check, and after king e2, you keep the pressure going with rook takes f2, king f2, and here you play queen g2 check. This is very important. If you go queen f3 check, king g1, your best option now is to just kind of repeat it back queen h1. So instead of that, after queen h1 check, king e2, rook takes f2, king f2, go queen g2 check. First push the king to e3, and now go queen f3, and it's a checkmate. Very solid checkmate, right? Two bishops working very good with the queen, and white's rooks are completely out of the game. So let's go on to the next example that I have here. So this is white to play. The black king is in a very terrible condition. I mean, how did the king even land on e6? Most likely, I think white sacrificed a piece to bring the king out, is my good guess, because white is a piece down. But it's absolutely worth sacrificing that piece, because look at the king being so kind of undefended, so weak, so exposed, and can easily be attacked or given a check and so on. So you could play a move like f4, try to win the knight and so on. But we are trying to find checkmates, we're trying to play very forcing ideas, and that's what white does here. White goes queen b3 check, and now it leads black with only one move for his king, and that is king f5. And then the queen swings to h3 with a check. And again, there's only one move for black, and that is knight g4. And now I hope you have seen the very simple checkmate, that is queen f3, and it's game over. So let's go on to the next example. This is the position that I have here, and it's black to play. And before I discuss about it, let me check if this is the position that I'm going to be giving as a homework. And yes, this is the position that I'm going to be giving you all as a homework, and it's black to play. I think it's fairly easy compared to the previous videos homeworks. I believe you would all find it out, but let's see how you figure out things. Both the kings are kind of in a risky shape, but the good thing is it's black to play, so black can keep the initiative going. So that's the key thing for in this position for black pieces. And also, point to note is black is a piece down, so you cannot play something like very liquidating kind of ideas. You need to find the checkmate here. So I'll give you like this as a puzzle. Think about it, solve it, and I will see you all in the next video where we talk about like a different checkmates. In the meantime, do subscribe to the channel. Like if you have any comments or any video related idea that you would like to see on the channel, please do post them on the comments, and do share it with your friends and like people who would love to learn chess and or improve in their chess. It would be very great. Signing off, Grandmaster Priyadharshan. Bye bye everyone. I'll see you all on a different video.